Welcome back, as we are going to be doing another Thursday Night Football episode, and maybe one of the worst Thursday Night Football games that has ever been dropped upon us. It looks like we're going to be having a Bailey Zappi versus a Mitch Trubisky matchup, and this New England Patriots versus the Pittsburgh Steelers matchup. Can't say I'm too excited for it. Don't make too many anytime touchdown parlays because I think we'll be counting our blessings to get even just one. But we do have a couple prop bets here for you to be making, and then we will discuss the spread and the over-under for this game as well. So, Dalton, go ahead and kick us off here. Who is your player prop for this matchup?
Yeah, DJ, like you were saying, not too excited about the quarterback play for this Thursday night football game, but going with Mitchell Trubisky, I had to go with someone that I feel like you got to give me something. What could I have with these, these quarterbacks? Is there something that I could go with for a good prop bet? And the only thing that could come to my mind was Allen Robinson. Allen Robinson has chemistry with Mitchell Trubisky. They've played together before. At least I'm hoping they have chemistry. They've had, I think, 3 years together prior. In Chicago. So now being reunited again, hopefully there's some type of chemistry there. So also we know how Bill Belichick is with finding top targets for a team and shutting that down. With the Steelers, that's been quite often, their receivers with Deontay Johnson and also with George Pickens. So I can see Allen Robinson being more that slot threat, Mitchell Trubisky having hopefully some type of chemistry with him. I feel like it was kind of easy for me to take the over 11.5 receiving yards. I feel like that's definitely doable. Hopefully that can be done in one catch. It could be done in two. So I'm just looking for a handful or maybe just a couple throws his way. And he's gotten that the last few weeks. He's had 4 targets 3 weeks ago, 1 target for 1 catch for 11 yards. And then he had 3 targets last week for 3 receptions and 19 yards. So I'm hoping that he kind of gets the same production and he can get that over 11.5 receiving yards.
For this game, I don't know, man. Like DJ said, it's going to be one of the worst Thursday night football games that we've seen this year. Whether Kenny Pickett was playing quarterback or not, but it's going to be Mitchell Trubisky this week, and I'm going to go ahead and I'm going to go with the under on his passing yards at 180.5. I just don't see him getting over 180. I think Pickett sometimes even struggled to hit that, and Trubisky has shown that he's not a great backup quarterback when he came in last week against Arizona. So I'm going to go here with the under on his pass yards. I just don't see him getting close to it. I see them really seeing this being an ugly game, a very defensive game, and I just low scoring, very little offense, a lot of 3 and outs, a lot of punts, and I just don't see it. I just don't see it happening, and I don't think anybody else does either. So this one's a no brainer and an obvious kind of an easy bet to throw out there. So that's why I chose it. And then if I'm going to take a risk, I'm going to take it on other picks. So I'm just going to go with Trubisky under 180.5.
I agree, and I think that a lot of this game is going to be on the ground. We've seen both teams struggle to get anything going, and especially with them having to throw in quarterback twos in these matchups, I think that a lot of their game is going to rely heavily on the run, and that's why I'm going with Ezekiel Elliott having over 61.5 rush yards. We've seen in these last 3 weeks, the New England Patriots have nearly outrushed, attempt-wise, they have nearly had more rush attempts than they've had pass attempts. So with Ramondre Stevenson being out for this Thursday night football matchup, I think that they're going to rely heavily on Zeke Elliott in this game. And currently that 61.5, I feel like is pretty low because even if we look at those last 3 matchups that I mentioned before, we're seeing Zeke rush roughly 50 yards rushing as the backup running back. So asking for only 10 more yards as the starting running back, I think is pretty fair to say that it should seem a little bit too easy to get. So I really like his 61.5 rush yards here, and I think it's something that you absolutely lock in. So yeah, it's a pretty brutal matchup. I think that we're going to watch something, that over-under is currently set at 30. And I think you're flirting with that line. It's a pretty good line. So anyways, that does take us into our next segment. But before we jump into it, I did want to say that here is our parlay. So between all 3 picks that we have here, it does bring us to a parlay odds of plus 568. And honestly, feeling pretty good about it. Mitch Trubisky under, Allen Robinson over, or only asking for 12 yards, but then also having Zeke go over 60 or have 62 rushing yards. So really like this. You're getting plus 568 odds here. Again, like I said to begin this episode, don't really love an anytime touchdown prop or anytime touchdown parlay here. I love those, but not for this game. It's you're really putting all your eggs in one basket, really hoping for the most. I mean, if you want to throw something out there, low unit play, absolutely go with that. But let's go ahead and look at this spread here. So currently looking at this spread, it is set at 30. Like I said, it is set out at flat out 30. It did open up at 32.5, but it has dropped down to 30. Dalton, what are you thinking here? Over, under? Real quick, what do you got?
I'm going to take the under on this spread of 30. Like you were saying, I think with this quarterback play, we're not expecting a whole lot. I think the running game is going to be more of the X factor in this, and the clock's going to run. It's going to constantly run in this game. And we've seen the Patriots. The Patriots have been keeping teams scoring under 20 points, even though they haven't had a great season. Their defense has been stellar. They've been looking good. And the Steelers themselves have been looking good as well. I'm just not expecting with these quarterbacks, with Bailey Zappi and Mitchell Trubisky coming in, to really get much done through the air. So I'm going to go with the under on this one. To me, that's just easy.
Nathan?
I'm with Dalton. I'm going to go under 30 here. I mean, look, the Chargers scored 6 points on the Patriots last week, and they won. And the Chargers offense is a lot better than the Steelers offense, weapon-wise, right? You got Austin Eckler. You have Keenan Allen. I don't want to say Quentin Johnson because he's not been everybody thought he's been this year, but the Patriots held them to 6 points. The Cardinals held the Steelers to 10 points. 10 points. So why on earth would you think that the Patriots won't do the same?
Yeah. You know, one thing I want to bring up, what was kind of funny is with Quentin Johnson not being who we thought, I kind of want to bring a little bit of reference to who Nathan thought. He traded up in our NFL draft this year to get him, so I don't think he panned out for what Nathan was hoping for.
Well, I traded him away and got TJ Hawkinson out of it, so it was a win-win.
Hey, there you go. So, but he definitely isn't what we were expecting for sure. So
No,
maybe
yeah.
maybe next year.
But yeah, I'm definitely going the under though. I just looking like the performance last week with the Cardinals holding them to 10. The Patriots held the Chargers to 6. Chargers escaped out of Foxborough with a 6-0 win. I could see the Steelers kicking 2 field goals here and winning. So, very, very low scoring game. Hell, you could probably even go under 15.
Yeah, and I mean that's the thing though. It opening up at 32.5, but it's currently
they're being very gracious.
Yeah, currently at the time that we're filming this, it's at 30, and the public bet. So people who are betting on this game, 91% of people are saying that this game is going to be under. Only 9%. Less than 10% are saying that this game is going to be over. But it's because, like, do you honestly think that 4 touchdowns are going to be scored in this game?
Absolutely not.
It's very hard to think that. I mean, if anything, you're talking about one offensive touchdown for each side of the ball. And then really, that's it. I mean, at most, I think that what could really mess this up, because these are good defenses against really bad quarterbacks. So I think what could mess this up is a pick six.
Pick
is
six.
A scoop and score.
I knew you were going there.
Yeah. Something like that, to where it's like, oh, wow. Because then at that point, you're really only asking for one other touchdown. But regardless of that, I think that if I had to pick something, I think we'll go with the full send, and we'll say it's an under. I'll go with y'all on that as a under 30. That's still less than 4 touchdowns. But I may buy a 1.5 and go 31.5 just in case they get 4 touchdowns and a field goal. We still win that bet. But regardless, I like the 30 point.
Dude, the Steelers are 7-5. That is the worst 7-5 team ever in NFL history.
Do you remember when they went 10-0? What was it, 2 or 3 years ago? It was just like, how? They were like one of the only undefeated teams that were left. It was like the worst undefeated team I had ever seen in my life. I don't know how Mike Tomlin pulls it out, but he
always finds a way to go above 500.
He does, and he's one of the best at it.
Great coach.
Always finds a way.
Little Tomlin. Hey, but I tell you what, these games are not very exciting on Thursday nights, but guys, we can definitely make these bets exciting. I think this is
in the words of Dalton earlier before we started this podcast, he did say he might turn it off and watch High School Musical because that might be even more entertaining than this Thursday night game.
yeah.
could.
I got a little. I watched 17. I watched
Tune in
17
on
again
your
with Zac
phone.
Efron, and I need a little High School Musical. I need to go.
We're all in this together. All right. Spread though. Let's talk spread real quick. Spread.
All right.
Currently it's at 6, opened up at 6.5 in favor of the Pittsburg Steelers. It is settling currently at the time that, again, we are making this episode. It is at 6 points in favorites of the Steelers. So Steelers are projected to win by 6 points. New England is at +6. Dalton, what you got?
None. Stay away from it.
Fair enough.
That's my opinion. Stay away from it. I don't like it just because I don't know what to expect with the quarterbacks, and I'm not gonna go ahead and invest myself into something as risky play as that. So, in my opinion, just stay away from it.
Give one to the listeners though. If you had to pick one, you're not making the bet. If you had to pick one,
Okay.
though, what are you doing?
I'm gonna take the Patriots +6.
Okay, that's 60%, 66% of the public bet. 66% of people are saying that they're taking New England +6.
Now, if I could, I might go ahead and take an early game on Sunday, and I would tease it. That's just me, though. If I don't like it that much, I'll find a way to make me like it. I'm a big teaser guy, guys. If you log into the Discord, hey, teasers are where it's at.
So
your wife really must hate you.
Give me a 6-point teaser. Give me a 6-point teaser on New England. Like there's
+12.
Oh my god,
dude, it's gonna hit. And you're telling me give a +6 on something else on this early Sunday slate, dude. You'll hit.
God.
Easy money.
Nathan, what do you got though?
Oh man, I think the Steelers win, but I think they win by 3. It's going to come down to whatever kicker makes the most field goals. I feel
to me a 9-3 game.
Dude, it's very, very, just barely.
Why don't they just move the end zones to the 30-yard line?
I still don't even think you score at that point.
Yeah, overtime rules for 60 minutes.
The first quarter, yeah.
Yeah, why don't we just play like
that'll be more interesting.
College overtime.
Yeah.
Why don't we just do that for this Thursday night game? That'd be more exciting.
No,
Dude,
honestly.
it would.
No, honestly.
Going for 2-point conversions the whole game.
Can you rush it in? So Nathan, you said okay, so you're gonna take New England +6 here. You think it's gonna probably be a 3-point game. So New England +6.
I'm gonna go with that too. I just think it's gonna be why not, right? Like Dalton said, why not? Because if you pick that, if they cover the spread, great, and if they win, even better.
Yeah, honestly, I'm gonna have to go. Pitt -6. No, I don't. I mean, my thing is New England has struggled to find the end zone. At least Pittsburgh has found the end zone. And you're asking them to score 1 touchdown? This game could very well end 7-0 Pittsburgh, and that covers the spread. It ended 6-0, and Los Angeles Chargers covered the spread -4.5 last week.
Not with a +6 teaser.
No, that is true. But if we're going straight on the spread, I'm gonna have to go Pitt. I really don't think New England finds the end zone. I do think that Pitt does. So even if this game ends,
it's a shitty game to bet on.
I'd say even if this game ends 3-10, I'm not gonna take the bet. I'm not touching that spread at all. I'm not
just take the under on every fucking player.
And this is what I'm saying. I'm going back and forth. That's why I would stay away from it, because something we didn't realize that we're not talking about. Ramondre Stevenson's out, so they're without their quarterback and they're without their running back.
Zeke's going to be gassed by the halfway through the second quarter.
Yeah, he's
going to be like.
As long as they get 62 rushing yards, that's all that I care about.
See, and that's where I'm staying away, is because you've got probably the best offense on the field that night is going to be the Steelers, but the best defense that night is going to probably be the Pats. So, dude, that's tough.
It'd be a good one.
If you're betting on Prize Picks, just do
under.
Yeah, that's what I'm saying, dude. The max bet. So you got 6 players you can do, and just do the under on everybody.
It does seem like a
Everybody.
safe. I mean, also at the same time, I do like George Pickens. He's at 38.5 receiving yards, and that's like he could catch two
Trubisky's got to get the
passes and
ball
hit
there
it.
first.
I mean, he does, but man, he got to catch two passes. Really.
I would stay away from Deontay Johnson for sure. Bill Belichick's probably going to take that away.
But we need to
wouldn't
respect
bank on it.
Trubisky a little bit more. I mean, the Bears drafted him over Patty Mahomes, boys. What are we doing?
Yeah, I don't know if we need to respect him a little more.
Kidding.
I think that's about it. Anyways, though, thank y'all so much for listening to this episode. These are our Thursday night football bets. Again, plus 568 odds here. Make sure you're taking that. I do think that is going to hit. So make sure, again, you are following our Discord. We will be dropping more bets in there. We are on there daily, betting on the NBA. I am always in there dropping NBA bets consistently. The boys are also in there dropping bets whenever they are. So make sure y'all are in there checking that Discord. Anyways, see y'all next time.
Hook 'em, baby.
Oh, fuck off.